This section covers a fundamental fact about the Wolfram language, which is that everything in the language is ultimately a structure called a symbolic expression. The function f of x comma y, for example, is a symbolic expression. If there isn't any particular meaning attached to an expression, then entering the expression into the Wolfram language just returns the expression unchanged. The list x comma y comma z is another symbolic expression. Internally, that list is list x comma y comma z. The list displays with curly braces, and it can be entered that way, but internally it is the symbolic expression list of x comma y comma z. Symbolic expressions can also be nested. This input, for example, gives nested lists. The full form function can be used to see expressions in their full internal form, which is the form with commas and square brackets. This shows the internal form of those nested lists. In addition to lists, which typically display with curly braces, there are many expressions that display in special forms. This graphics expression, for example, displays as a circle. As with lists, full form can be used to see the internal form of that expression. Many expressions do have special meanings, of course, and do not just return unchanged when they are entered into the Wolfram language as calculations. Entering plus of 2 comma 2 as a calculation, for example, does an addition and returns a result. Plus of 2 comma 2 is typically entered with a plus sign rather than as plus of 2 comma 2, but internally it's the same expression. Entering an expression into the Wolfram language as a calculation is called evaluation. Here's an input with several operations in a list. When this input is evaluated, the elements of the list do calculations. The enclosing list remains symbolic. Expressions that have special forms for input or display can always be entered in their internal form. For example, this input, which evaluates to a blurred circle, can also be entered as blur and a square bracket, and graphics and a square bracket, and so on, using the full internal form with commas and square brackets. Symbolic expressions are ultimately built up from expressions called atoms. The main kinds of atoms are numbers, strings, and symbols. Number atoms represent mathematical numbers, strings represent sequences of characters, and things like x and y and plus and graphics and so on are symbols. Symbols are special since a symbol can have a meaning beyond just the name of the symbol. Plus, for example, is a symbol that indicates addition, and graphics and circle are symbols used in doing graphics. A symbol does not have to have any special meaning, however, it just has to have a name. The symbols x and y in this input, for example, do not have any special meanings and remain as those symbols after evaluation. The addition and multiplication in this input use the symbols plus and times, and those symbols do have special meanings that cause the addition and multiplication to be done following rules of algebra. An infinite variety of expressions can be built up from atoms. F of x and f of x comma y and f of x comma y and other more complicated things are all valid expressions. Sometimes it is convenient to think of expressions as trees where the leaves are atoms. An expression can be displayed as a tree using the expression tree function. For example, here is an expression tree for a list with various elements. And here's an expression tree for a graphics expression. The fact that everything in the Wolfram language has the same structure brings a certain uniformity to the language. All expressions, for example, have parts that can be extracted using the part function. This extracts the second element in a list. This extracts the second argument in the expression f of x comma y comma z. This extracts the circle from a graphics expression. And this extracts the coordinates that give the location of the center of that circle. Extracting parts of expressions works even if the expression is entered or displayed in some special form. This input, for example, extracts the location of the center of the circle from the displayed form of that graphic. The part of an expression before the opening square bracket is called the head of the expression. The head of f of x comma y, for example, is the symbol f. This uses the function head to extract the head of that expression. Every expression has a head. The head of a list, for example, is the symbol list. Even atoms have heads. An integer, for example, is an atom with a head of integer. An approximate real number is an atom with a head of real. A string is an atom with a head of string. And symbols are atoms with a head of symbol. The heads of expressions can be used in patterns to match expressions with particular heads. This input, for example, shows the cases function picking out elements with a head of integer. The pattern blank followed by integer is a pattern that matches expressions with a head of integer. This can also be done with named patterns. This input, for example, uses a named pattern that picks out elements with a head of integer. In many expressions, the head of the expression will be a symbol, but there are many important examples where the head of an expression is not a symbol. As an example, consider a pure anonymous function applied to an argument 1000. The head of that input, which is the part before the opening square bracket, is a pure anonymous function, and the pure anonymous function is not an atom. The full form shows that the pure anonymous function from that input involves slot and a function called function. Here is the earlier input applying the pure anonymous function to the argument 1000, but with everything written out in its full internal form. The head is the pure function written out as a function expression. Many of the functions that have come up in previous sections have special operator forms that are used as the heads of expressions. For example, this shows the select function picking out elements that are larger than 4, and this shows an equivalent input but with the operation written using an operator form of the select function. The cases function can also be used in an operator form. For example, here's an input that applies an operator form of the select function to pick out elements larger than 4, and then applies an operator form of the cases function to pick out elements in that result that are integers. Basic structural operations like length typically do not care about the head of an expression. For example, this uses length to get the number of elements in a list, and this gives the number of elements in an expression with a head of f. The map function entered here using the /at operator also works for expressions with any head. This maps f over the elements in a list, and this maps f over the elements in an expression with a head of g. It is frequently useful to be able to replace heads of expressions. Replacing the head of an expression is a common enough operation that there is a special notation for it using two @ characters. For example, this replaces the head of a list with the symbol f. This shows the list turned into a sum by replacing the head of the list with the head plus. This turns the list 1111 into a sum, which then evaluates to 4. One common use of replacing the heads of expressions is for turning a pair of elements into a rule. This input shows one way of doing that. This works by using the @ operator to replace the head of the list with a pure function, which then evaluates to give the rule. A simpler alternative is to replace the head of the list with the symbol rule. Another surprisingly useful operation is replacing the heads of the elements of a list, which can be done using the @ operator. For example, this uses that operator to replace the heads of the inner lists with f. And for comparison, this uses the @ operator to replace the head of the outer list with f. One common use of the @ operator is converting a list of pairs into a list of rules. For example, this turns a list of pairs into a list of rules. The full form of that result shows how the heads of the inner lists have been replaced with rule. As an application of that use of the @ operator, consider constructing a graph from a list of pairs. Start by generating a list of pairs by partitioning the letters in a long word into pairs, and then use the @ operator to turn that list of pairs into a list of rules. That list of rules can be used in the graph function to make a graph called a transition graph, which in this example is a graph that shows how letters follow each other in that word. That's the end of the examples for this section. To summarize, here is the programming vocabulary from this section. There isn't a lot of programming vocabulary in this section, but the concepts are quite important. These concepts, the notion that everything in the Wolfram language is a symbolic expression, and that calculations are done by evaluating symbolic expressions to get other symbolic expressions, can be very helpful in writing and making sense of Wolfram language programs. You can find more information about expressions by opening the Wolfram Language and System Documentation Center, clicking the Core Language Instructor button, and then choosing Expressions under the menu that comes up, which opens this page with links to information about functions for modifying expressions and displaying expressions and so on. Here are the exercises from this section. As an example, consider exercise 1, find the head of the output from list plot. To get started, here is a list plot example. The head of that output can be found using the head function. The result from list plot is an expression with a head of graphics.